welcome back to Googie's Kitchen, and if you're new here then hello and welcome. My name's Alexis and I post 2 videos a week on a Tuesday and a Thursday at 7 AM. So if you like a recipe video like this one and you want to see more, then please don't forget to hit that subscribe button. And now I'm going to share with you how to make my Sumac Salmon with Bombay potatoes. As I just mentioned, today I want to share with you how to make my delicious Sumac Salmon with Bombay potatoes. So this recipe is really easy to make, and we normally always have fish on a Friday, and I think that you don't need a complicated meal on a Friday. It's the weekend tomorrow, you can make complicated tomorrow. Tomorrow is Saturday. Friday, I think we should all take it easy. I think I've got this from my dad. My dad never used to make any meals on a Friday. He used to buy cold food in and just plate up, and that would be it, which was lovely, but I do prefer a hot meal on a Friday night. But I do like something really simple and really easy, but still super tasty. And this is it for us tonight. So I'm going to be making this for our dinner, and of course while I was making it I thought I'd share the recipe with you. So here is how to make my delicious Sumac Salmon with Bombay potatoes. Firstly, I'm going to preheat the oven to 200 degrees. While my oven has been preheating, I have been preparing the potatoes and all the other ingredients as well. So in this bowl here I have about 300 grams of potatoes. So for this recipe it's just my husband and myself having this meal. My son is going to have salmon, but he likes it plain, so I'm not going to cook him any of this. So I have half the ingredients for the recipe. So as I said, I've got about 300 grams, but in the original recipe it was 600, it serves 4. So I have peeled and quartered new potatoes, so those are the small potatoes. In the original recipe, again, I didn't peel the potatoes, but if you want them peeled then you can. My husband and son, I discovered when I first made this recipe, didn't like unpeeled potatoes, so I have had to peel them. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add 1 onion that I've peeled, sliced and diced, and I've got about 100 grams of cherry tomatoes, so I'd say that's about 10 tomatoes that I'm just going to add to the bowl like so. And then I have in this bowl here some ground turmeric. So I have half the ingredients, so I've only put half a teaspoon of ground turmeric in there, and I've put half a teaspoon of garam masala and half a teaspoon of mustard seeds, and I have added a little bit of salt and pepper to your taste. So I'm just going to mix those round, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to add some olive oil to this. And I think in the original recipe I said about 2 tablespoons, but I think I'm going to just make it 1, to be honest, because I don't think we need that much oil for that many potatoes. So I'm just going to mix this around like so, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to pour that over the potatoes and the other ingredients, and I'm just going to put my hand in and I'm going to mix everything together. My hands are clean, I have washed them recently, so don't worry about that. So I'm just going to mix those ingredients together, and my oven has just preheated, so I'll go and get my baking tray, wash my hands, and I'll show you what I'm going to do next. I've grabbed my baking tray and I've also got my oven gloves as well. I did put my baking tray into the oven when I preheated it, simply because this is a stoneware baking tray. It's by Pampered Chef, and it tends to cook things better when it's been heated, and it doesn't need as much oil either. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to pour over the potatoes and the onions and everything else, all those delicious ingredients, and I'm going to mix these together. I'm just going to make sure everything is definitely coated in the oil and the spices. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put these into the oven for about 25 to 30 minutes. Now that the potatoes are in the oven, I'm going to move on to preparing the salmon. So for this I have put about half a teaspoon of ground sweet cinnamon into a bowl. Again, I've halved all the ingredients because I'm only making this for 2 people. My son is going to have his salmon plain as well as his potatoes. So I've put half a teaspoon of ground sweet cinnamon, and I've put half a teaspoon of smoked paprika, and then I've put half a teaspoon of mild chili powder and half a teaspoon of ground cinnamon, and I've also put some salt and pepper in as well. Salt and pepper to your taste again. And now I'm just going to add some oil to this. So I'm going to add about a tablespoon of oil. So I'm just going to do 3 of these teaspoons. I think that makes a tablespoon. And then I'm just going to mix those into the oil as well. And what I'm going to do, and again I have washed my hands, is I'm going to pour the oil mixture over the salmon like so, and then I'm just going to rub it in so that you get a lot of the flavour in the flesh and also in the skin, because I love the skin. My husband and son aren't so keen on the skin, but I absolutely love it, especially when it's cooked crispy as well. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to wash my hands, and then I'll put these salmon fillets into the fridge and leave them to marinate in there while the potatoes cook. The potatoes have been cooking for a good the potatoes have been cooking for a good 30 minutes, and I'm going to put the salmon into the dish now as well, and I'm going to cook the salmon for about 15 minutes. Salmon doesn't take as long, so it won't need as much time. So I'm just going to put that into the oven, and I'm going to continue to cook these for about 15 minutes. The fish and the potatoes are done. I can tell the fish is cooked because I can pull the flesh away from itself and it's cooked. So I'm going to serve this with some broccoli, and that will be our dinner. That's how you make my delicious Sumac salmon with Bombay potatoes, and that recipe I will link in the description box below for you. As I mentioned earlier, I'm going to be having this for my dinner this evening, and it smells so good I can't wait. So for now, that's it from me. Thank you so much for watching. Please feel free to give me a big thumbs up if you enjoyed this video, and please feel free to leave any comments below. And please don't forget to hit that subscribe button. See you all soon. Bye.